Hello and welcome back to Deadfire. So, we are in Lifter's Refuge and we're about to go and speak to a pirate captain. But first of all, there's this named person here we need to speak to. Barkumi. A large Amawa sailor sits on the docks, broad shoulders hunched forward, back bowed. When he shifts, his blue-green skin ripples over his hulking muscles.
Ain't no cruel eye of me. What good's a pirate who can't see? Forget navigating by the stars or shooting a pistol, I can't even swing a sword accurately now. Have a pity and toss me a pyre, will you?
What's your story?
Is this what my life boils down to? A moment of entertainment for others?
He sighs heavily, big shoulders hunched.
I was a bosun not so long ago, and a damn good one at that. But I took a shot to the face, see?
He waves one massive hand in front of his sightless eyes.
Didn't lose much skin, but the flash burned out me eyesight. I can't make out so much as a blurry shape more than a foot away. Makes me right useless on a crew now, don't it? No one'll have me for work.
Here's some money.
100 blessings to you for sharing, sailor.
Okay. Interesting. Did we actually get a blessing from that? Just out of curiosity? No. But we'll remember that he's looking for work. Carlo Fonetti and Kay Polcek. Hello. A trim man in practical, well-crafted leathers watches you from the corner of his eyes. When he catches you looking his way, his hand drifts casually to the dagger on his hip and lingers for a moment. Then he smiles, the corner of his hazel eyes crinking with genuine warmth, and waves you over.
A cozy traveller. Care to hear a tale?
He rubs thoughtfully at the stubble along his jaw.
Well,
tell me about yourself.
I was born to a family of merchants on the Pearl Coast. I was a restless boy, and my feet took me to the Valen Republics when I came of age.
As Carlos speaks, his previously strong Valian accent falls away and his voice takes on the characteristic twang of the deerwood.
I learned of the power of geography and language at my father's knee, and those skills proved useful in the Republics.
Oh, he's not going to say the other one. I have occasionally left it so that I'll say that I'm almost about to say the stage directions and then it goes, and then they start speaking, but no, I guess he just doesn't say. I had many successful years as a merchant, then I made a mistake. Go on. He gives you a small smile and an easy shrug of his shoulders.
I joined up with a company based in Girara that traded in beautiful weavings, but they were ill-gotten gains, forcibly produced by a weaver the company kidnapped named Bonicetta. I didn't learn the truth until it was too late, and when our crime was uncovered, I was exiled from the Republics.
Serves you right.
Indeed. And now I'm here, kicking my heels in the Deadfire, where no one knows my name and with few prospects before me. I would like to make amends to Bonicetta personally, but it seems a distant possibility. Ah, well, I learned my lesson. I won't be played for a fool again.
Why do you speak like a Valian?
It is good to blend in. All the better to observe the business of those around you, yes?
He winks. Can you teach me what you learned in the Valian Republics?
Ark, you listen to my tale. I suppose I can do that for you for 3,000 copper?
Yeah, sure.
Well done.
He smiles. He shows you the trick of lifting a man's coin purse from his belt. Between demonstrations, he also gives you tips for negotiating with even the most hard-headed of merchants. You thank him and turn away. Just as you're about to leave, he tosses a coin purse to you with a laugh.
You nearly forgot something.
The coin purse he tosses you is your own. Ah, we've learned Carlo's training and got ourselves some extra stuff there. Ooh, I just noticed as he was walking by, we had something that we could have a look. Grimhand Darrog's crew ain't been back in weeks. Maybe the floating hangman got them. A ghostly ship that haunts the Deadfire. Okay. Kay Polcek. You find a woman of early middle years, dressed fine, if dirty. That much should be dressed in fine, if dirty armor, adorned with bright purple piping. A pair of long scars beset her brow and jaw. Though she stands at ease, a nervous energy thrums through her.
Fair day, traveler.
She grins broadly, a joyful twinkle lighting her eyes.
Anything I can do for you, just say the word.
Tell me about yourself.
Lady adventurer at your humble service. I was born in a deer and raised in the field, and there's nary a crevice of this archipelago I haven't seen.
The field?
Aye, the living lands most off, but the Deadfire as well of late. And my goodness, if you think the Deadfire's wild, I must say, it's no more thrilling than a lady of luxury's afternoon luncheon in comparison to the glorious madness of the living lands. Being a cipher's come in quite handy, I'll tell you that.
Do you often get into trouble then?
Oh, dear me, yes. Can't seem to avoid it. Not a lick of it's my fault, of course. It's the university. Always sending me to the most dangerous corners of Aora, the skimps. If I didn't know better, I might say they were trying to kill me. There's not other way to rid themselves of a tenured professor, after all.
He laughs. Got any good stories out of it at least?
Oh, aye. Some you wouldn't right believe. Like the time I lost part of my ear here, see?
She pulls back her hair and shows you her mangled ear. It looks like something's had a good chew on it.
Lost an entire research team along with the ear. Rather a long day, that was. My colleagues have implied I might be cursed, but I can't say I much agree. It's just the nature of the work, you understand. I mean, goodness, if you want a lady to find you the rarest plants, you gotta send her to the most remote places. On my last expedition, my colleague Inez got herself lost looking for what was essentially a big prickly weed. No medicinal use at all. I found her, though, mostly intact even. A blessing from the living lands, I call it, aye. But I do go on, don't I?
She laughs gaily and a hand splayed across her chest. You teach me what you learned?
With pleasure. Teaching is my specialty, after all. I'm gonna pack your brain with so much knowledge you're gonna have a headache for a week. All I need from you is 3,000 copper.
Alright, here you are.
Excellent. Let's get down to business, shall we?
She starts first with the practical training, how you move silently through bush, when and how best to hide, how to step so as to muffle the sounds of your feet. Satisfied, she moves on to high-level explanation of various theories of knowledge. She seems to have quite a passion for epistemology, and goes on for an excruciatingly long time before at last sending you on your way. Learned her training. Nice. I decided we're just going to pick up these trainings now we have unlimited money.
Aye.
Seems like a good idea to me. Anybody here we're speaking to? Oh, they're all townspeople. That's fine. Oh yeah, when I press tab it shows me the people we're speaking to as well. Nice. This one as well. And this one. Okay. Well, let's leave here and see where else there is on Dunage. Oh, there's actually a relatively okay amount. Where do we want to go? Let's read about it first. So it's got 1,500 people, a lot of religions. Ondra, Helios, Scale and Whale. Or Skane and Whale. Okay. Drugs, exotic weapons and goods are in its imports. Exports only pirates. Democratic oligarchy. Ruler is Captain Ferranti. And is a mixture of pretty much everything. Oh. Radiant Court or the King's Coffin. I have no idea. Let's go King's Coffin. Assuming that's where he's going to be. Seems like the right kind of name for it. Oh, okay. This is a bar. Oh, alright then. There's so many named people. Hello. Oh, feels so good.
Kill 'em, wait an hour, then pull any gold teeth. Easy as pie.
You're an idiot. Wait a minute, wait an hour. Alive, dead, it makes no difference at all.
I've pulled plenty of gold teeth. I know the right way of it.
Maybe I'll pull your teeth just to prove you wrong.
Oh.
What do you know? It really does make no difference. You, out.
Oh, and he's gone.
A tongue be a right sharper weapon than a pistol, but a pistol'll do in a pinch.
Well, we'll have the loot, I suppose. Let's speak to this person, Tyrna.
If you're enjoying my performance, tips are welcome but not required. Thank you, loyal patron.
Voice monotone, the wizard examines all her nails as she speaks. Hand on her hip, she cocks her head as she waits for you to speak. Doesn't look like you're enjoying yourself.
I work for a handful of pyres per day. How could I find enjoyment in that?
How did you end up among these pirates?
I was playing dice and gambled on a sure thing. It turned out not to be such a sure thing, and now Harker owns my arse until I can pay off the debt.
He grunts.
Of course, I started off owing him 250, and even though I've paid that twice, now I'm in the hole for 700. The interest rate, this uniform, my food and drinks, they all got added onto my tab at the end of the day.
Well, here's 1 pyre. 1 copper.
Oh, thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time.
Despite her words, she doesn't actually sound appreciative. In fact, she rolls her eyes as she tucks the coin into her pouch. Here's another tip.
Oh, thank you, patron. Thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time.
She's very appreciative. I was wondering if I went 700, but I decided that ow was a little bit annoying.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Hello. You find a lanky blonde elf flipping through the books of Iderian poetry by the artist Skilba. His armor is well worn and well kept, and bears on its breast the image of a double-headed eagle holding a sword and crown. Looking more closely, you notice that with his free hand he's picking a padlock.
Hello. May I help you?
He catches you looking and gives you a shy smile.
Need anything?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm not sure what there is to tell. I'm a man of adventure, mostly.
Yeah, obviously, such a boring life of adventure. Have you had any that would make a good story?
A few. More than I could share in a night, to be sure. There is one that's close to my heart. It led me to my love.
Go on. He nods, pleased.
I was on an expedition into the backwoods of Seras when I came across an abandoned town. To my great surprise, I found a tremendous hoard of books in the town priest's cottage.
What's surprising about that?
The Serans are conservative folk, more so even than the Adirans. They don't have much use for reading that doesn't come from one of the holy texts of the Church of Aethys. And what a selection of books it was. Every subject represented, even some questionable ones. I couldn't help but help myself to them. I took as many as I could carry, and I can carry quite a bit. Read them all cover to cover and learned a lot too. I tired soon of wandering, so I settled in a small town in the Deerwood and became a tutor for a noble family. Fell in love with the governess, naturally, and I stayed. For a while.
Then what?
Well...
He rubs at the back of his neck and looks away a moment.
I felt a stirring in my bones one day. I can't explain it. I just woke up, caught sight of the horizon, and had to go. I left my lady wife right there in our marital bed.
He sighs deeply. A look of longing flits across his face, but he stifles it with a quick frown.
I don't know what's waiting for me out here in the Deadfire. But I have hope this will be my biggest adventure yet.
Can you teach me what you've learned in your travels?
Well, you listened to my long tale. I suppose you are owed a trick or two. For the low price of 3,000 copper.
Alright, sure.
Much obliged.
He digs through his pack and pulls out several locks he's found in his travels. He proceeds to put you through your paces, timing how quickly you complete each lock and then demanding you do it again and faster still. Satisfied you become a deft hand, he shows you how to build a small explosive with black powder, parchment and twine. Once he demonstrates you can create the explosive without getting yourself or anyone else blown up, he wishes you good luck and tells you to get going. Oh, fantastic. We got some training. Let's speak to Jacob Harker. If he's
Ahoy.
not going to walk away.
Aye, aye.
Isn't this something?
Hello. At the bar, you find a tall man with salt grey hair, strikingly bright blue eyes. His face sports a handful of long scars that continues down his neck and disappear at the collar of his shirt. He looks up from wiping down the counter when you approach and gives you a broad, disarming smile.
Haven't seen you around before. Welcome to the King's Coffin.
His smile is wide enough to show his bright white teeth, but his light eyes remain cold and flinty.
What can I do for you?
Your tavern looks a lot like an old ship.
Figured that out all on your own, did you?
He winks.
You're right, though. Inherited an old dhow from my da when he passed. Right piece of shit it was too. Realised I was bound to make more coin turning her into a tavern than letting her rot in her berth.
Alright, well, let's buy something.
What do you want?
Well, any of these, because they're all going to open the same menu.
So long as you show me some coin.
Okay. Cool. So he sells unlimited... Oh no, he doesn't sell unlimited grog, but he does sell grog. That's fine, I don't need any of that, really. What's Forgetful Night? Interesting. So sleeping gets us some bonuses. We probably want to take one of those. Might and Concentration's alright. Max health enemies engaged is alright. Oh yeah, I want all of these, obviously. Expert Surgeon. Ooh, nice. Olindrith, is he not the guy we just saw kill someone? We're gonna buy them all, obviously. Counter coin Fioldus. Yeah. Upgrade our entire crew of pirates. Yeah, I think I'm happy with our current crew. Or our current party.
What for, Cap?
Let me see, can I move them around here, or... We must return to the shipyard in Nekataka. Okay.
Oh, God have mercy on me.
Hunched on his hands and knees, quivering and drenched in sweat, the pirate lets out a pain-filled groan.
Blast my God's damn soul and stupidity. Andre, save me now.
What's wrong with you?
My ship was attacked and boarded by pirate hunters. Didn't know if we'd be able to get away, so I swallowed down my most valuable possession, Ngati's black tear, a gemstone about the size of my fist.
Okay.
Course now it ain't coming out of either end. Been trying all manner of foul concoctions to no effect on account of my stomach being too strong. Years of sailing the storm-racked seas will do that to you. I started feeling an intense pain 2 days ago. I think I might be dying. I can't even crawl no more.
What can I do to help?
Make me puke. Whatever you gotta do, just make it happen before this cursed gem kills me. Give me something strong enough to upset even my iron gut. Rosanella's got a stand in the Radiant Court. She's been supplying me with some, experimental concoctions, tweaking them after. Tell her the last one actually came close to working.
Alright, I will do that. That's fine. Let's have a look up here. Pirate. Oh, hello, Erwena. Who are you?
My. Aren't you a handsome one?
An older woman looks you up and down and smiles, revealing several gold teeth.
Did you need help with something, my dear?
What do you do here?
Isn't it obvious? I entertain, of course.
He does a little shimmy and breaks off with a laugh.
It'll cost you 50 pyres, naturally. And don't let the wrinkles fool you. I'm still young at heart, and I've got more experience than most.
Alright, see ya. And I assume Cabin Boy is
Done.
much the same, but we'll speak to him anyway.
What do we have here?
A young man dressed in skin-tight leathers gives you a quick once-over. He must see what he like. He must like what he sees because his smile... because he smiles wide, his lips just parted.
How can I ease your troubles, friend?
What do you do here?
I surprise and delight the clientele.
He winks.
My speciality's oils. Full-body rub-downs, right? Fit to leave you limber, clear-headed, and free of the stresses of hard living. I got other skills, of course, should you be looking. And all for a measly 200 pyres.
Farewell. He's more expensive
Ahoy.
than she is. Who's the demon?
Touch the courtesans without their permission, and I'll break your legs. Got it?
Alright, time to get out of there. Sharpish. Okay. And nothing there. Alright. Well, I guess we're leaving here then. Balefire Beacon, the closest. Okay. Loading through. There's some sort of shrine. Principe Priest. Two-eyed Pim.
Much ado to you, Casita.
The captain flourishes a sweeping bow. When he bends forward, the golden soulinet slips from his collar and dangle in front of its chain. He tucks it away as he straightens, but not before you notice the etching on its front side. It marks him as the third chair in the Consuela Mes Casita.
A word of advice. Guard your back in dunnage. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene. Elsewise, how might I be of assistance?
I can say I want fourth seat on the Consuelo Mes Casita. Tell me about the Consuelo Mes Casitas.
Yes, our council of captains.
He taps his head towards the semicircle of elaborately ornate chairs lined on the other side of the room.
There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe. Seat holders convene to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power both politically and physically. Ferrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet have pledged loyalty to his flag. As you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships. As such, she is the second chair and I am the third.
He rolls his neck on his head as if to work out a stiff muscle.
Perhaps you would like to attend the proceedings when the Consuelo next convenes. You have my ear, Casita. Of what do you wish to discuss today?
Why do you speak like a Valian? The captain arches a dark brow.
I met Ferrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet.
With an affected shrug, he sweeps a hand to indicate the room.
When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no care for tradition or the continued sustainability of our way of life, like some filthy new blood.
Is there someone or someplace I should avoid while in Dunage?
You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new, by which I mean those who descended from or otherwise hold old Valia in grand esteem, and the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you the latter was supremely by necessity, though perhaps I am ill-equipped to throw stones. As a casita of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin, but you should watch yourself throughout the radiant court.
All right, farewell. I want to see if that other option
You have
comes
my
back.
ear, Casita.
It doesn't. Well, okay. Hopefully that didn't lock something out forever. I assume it didn't. I assume he just said something like, no, that's not how it works or something. Say the gentleman of leisure lost his shit. Okay. There's Captain Ferrant. Okay. I just want to have a look around before we talk to him. There's the way up the tower. Okay. Yeah. Let's just go speak to him. Directly. Oh, and we can have a look at all the chairs. Captain Mad Marina is inscribed on the back of the chair. Captain Brutal Benwath is inscribed on the back of the chair. Captain Alis the Sea Wolf is inscribed on the back of the chair. Captain Ferrante, the last Marqueso, is on the back of the chair. Captain Two-Eyed Pim is inscribed on the back of the chair. Captain Goldfin Chiara is inscribed on the back of the chair. And Captain Mare Brevsilo is inscribed on the back of the chair.
Ahoy.
Okay.
Done and done.
Round here. Quick save and hello.
Ah, Watcher. Good, you have arrived.
Chin jutting upwards, he grants you a winsome smile. His left cheek dimples as the smile spreads to show teeth.
Ahoy there yourself, Captain. What do I be but a pretty bit of man meat to dangle from a wrist? As easily forgotten as set aside.
Arms akimbo and head askance, Seraphim smirks. Ferrante rubs his thumb over his golden soulinet. Violent thoughts gilding over his face like dark clouds. Then he smiles. It's a vicious expression more than a pleasant one.
A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benoit.
His eyes glint as a fierce grin cuts across his face and his lone dimple deepens.
I hear you have a flair for the dramatic, or should I say, explosive antics? A magnificent way to settle one's disputes indeed. And you truly left Benoit's reputation in pieces. Gelarde, for this you have my grandest commendation.
You'd have been right amused, you would. Few sights as fine as that hard-blowing three-sheeter getting what's long been due him.
Hands on his hips, Seraphin juts his chest forward, blue fur expanding like a bird's plumage.
You are lacking in so many ways, my former ship hunter, but no one can say you are not entertaining. I myself would have enjoyed watching you put the scoundrel in his place.
He had it coming.
That he did. Indeed.
Ferrante strokes his fingers down the line of his jaw, eyes downcast in thought.
And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize.
With a sweep of his arm, he offers you a magnificent cloak. Cloak of protection. Alright, fair enough.
However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen. One which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire.
Oh. Did you just say a ghost ship haunts the Deadfire?
Indeed, and I will say it truly again. This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferros, is a frightful legend.
Fonferros, meaning iron strength. The Fonferros is the Grand Valian galleon that Darkozy paladin Lucia Rivan used to flee the burning palace when charged to protect the royal family's sword.
We have been losing ships at sea, amico, and not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say.
Head craning abruptly to the side, he barks a loud order.
Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
At that last, he smiles. Sun-blistered and raw-boned, the pirate regards you both with a discerning glare. She tongues a chapped bottom lip but keeps quiet.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can.
The pirate touches a spot on the base of her skull and winces. She glances off to the side, eyes black and full of hurt. Ferrante sighs and rubs tiredly between his brows.
Go on, gent. I'm ready as I'm like to get me.
With a shiver, the pirate turns her black buttoned eyes to you. Yeah. What happened to you?
Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even the few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end. It branded the back of my eyes that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt, not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked...
He gropes at her hip, but there's nothing there. Fingers fumbling in air, she bares her teeth.
Rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end.
How'd you survive the attack?
Calling me Craven? Huh, sure, I am.
She snorts. She rubs the back of her head rough, like she needs it to hurt.
Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care me.
When did this happen? She ruffles a hand through her short hair, scowls.
Dunno me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
She flits her hands over the softness of her shirt. Again, her fingers hesitate close to her hip, the fabric crinkled there, where a pistol might normally be strapped. Muscle ticks in Ferrante's jaw, but he otherwise ignores her, so she's being kept prisoner currently? Potentially?
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she departs from us.
How were you taken by surprise on the open sea?
Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship
She glides her hand in the air.
skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it.
Tell me about them, the undead.
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
He shrugs, gaze going far away.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferus of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
Well, that's all for now. Selenia cuts a glance to Ferrante for confirmation. When he dismissively waves her away, her black eyes narrow and she raises her chin, defiant. Then he turns his full gaze to her, suddenly seething, and she shrinks in on herself. Fist shaking at her side, she reluctantly retreats.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time.
Ferrante sighs.
One moment, Watcher.
Captain scowls at Selenia's retreating back, a dark anger warming his cheeks. Okay, Selenia's loyal to Aldis. Neither adhere to the same principles as you. Wonder chases across his face, it lightens the colour of his eyes.
How very clever of you. Indeed, the White Kestrel and her crew were pledged to Aldis.
He drums his fingers against the blunderbuss strapped to his chest.
However, it is not by virtue of Aldis that Selenia yet lives, and I would have that well remembered. I can be a generous leader, you understand.
And you can be a ruthless one too?
Truly.
He grins, arrogant and dangerous. On his left cheek, his dimple cut steep.
Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Rivan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was our Darkotsi paladin who died more than 200 years ago. It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Rivan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath and how to defeat her galleon. Unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketaka. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume.
Who is Isir the Berethian?
Regrettably, I know little but this. He was an Adiran warrior priest of Bereth, and a significantly fervent one, if tales are to be believed. He chased our Dakotsi to the Deadfire, hunting her to her death. Shortly after slaughtering our brave paladin, the priest died, possibly of sickness, or perhaps from a festering battle wound. He was entombed in honor of his service to Berath in Neketaka's sacred stair.
Oh, we can go there. Did you know anything about Lucia Rivan?
By all accounts, our Rivan was a Darkotsi paladin who sailed to the Deadfire in order to safeguard a royal weapon of Old Valia.
The paladins of the Darkotsi were legendary in their time.
A whisper of a smirk flits across her face with the last phrase, though Ferrante either doesn't notice it or pays no attention.
Indeed.
He sucks in a deep breath, chest rising pridefully.
She is the epitome of Grand Valia, of magnificence, honor, and duty. Living or undead, she strives still to serve her charge. And yet, we know not why, but a Berethian priest called Isir opposed our Rivan, and fiercely. They fought to the death, Rivan's to be precise, in this very archipelago. Along with her life, Rivan lost the sword she had sworn to protect.
He traces a dreary line down his jaw.
It has, lamentably, remained unfindable since. I believe it may be why she searches the seas yet.
I take it you have a plan?
Indeed, I do.
He flashes you a devious grin.
Though I and mine cannot so openly venture into the depths of Neketaka, nor can we commune with the dead, you, Watcher, are adept in both of these areas.
Yeah.
Correct.
Done him once or twice.
You must search the Temple of Berath on Neketaka's sacred stair. Hizair's tomb within it should contain a chronicle for how and where he slayed our paladin, Rivan.
I'll see what I can do.
Gelarde, do return when you've any lead that may navigate us to where the floating hangman anchors. I will be waiting.
He nods cordially in dismissal. Alright, well, we have our orders, and I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.